They realize you're not coming back, and it's finally hitting them stop for a moment and take a breath. Before you continue scrolling, you need to listen to this in complete quiet because it is no accident that you have found yourself here at this exact second. The universe does not make errors. Even the digital systems, as cold as they seem, often react to the energy patterns that your own focus has put out. There are times in life when the heart senses something much sooner than the mind can grasp or explain using facts. This is certainly one of those vital moments. You are here because while you keep having doubts, while you create endless questions in your head about whether this individual is thinking of you, whether something unfinished remains between you, or whether the link is truly over, something major has already changed on a spiritual level. It was not a talk you could hear. It was not a text that hit your phone. It was not even a clear sign in the world around you. It was an internal, deep, and total choice made in a spot you could not see, because it took place in the quiet of the other side. Today, you hear this because your spirit needs to know what this hidden movement means for your own path. You may have experienced a persistent and unusual heaviness in your chest over the past days, weeks, or even months, a subtle anxiety that eludes precise description. It feels as though something is developing, as if you await an announcement that never comes, leaving you with the sense that the story remains unfinished, yet stagnant. This sensation, a constriction in your throat or waking up suddenly in the night, is not indicative of weakness or mere imagination. There exists a silence that carries more weight than any spoken word. When the soul expresses itself in this manner, it does so not from emotional turmoil, but from a deep-seated awareness that the mind is on the brink of something significant. Your energy system detects a shift in the connection you share with another. Like a sensor that identifies an object long before it comes into view, the person occupying your thoughts has transitioned from the confusion you once perceived. They have risen above the uncertainty that previously clouded their perspective, transitioning from a state where all possibilities existed, yet none materialized. Recently, perhaps during a sleepless night or a solitary moment of contemplation, this person confronted their feelings and chose a direction. Here is a truth to embrace today. This decision did not stem from ego, the fear of loneliness, or a desire for comfort. It emerged from a profound, timeless place within. When two souls are destined to connect and evolve together, they cannot evade their bond indefinitely. Although they may resist, create physical distance, impose silence, or appear indifferent, there reaches a critical juncture where accumulated energy makes ignoring the truth impossible. That point has been reached. You sense this stirred energy and anxious hope because your souls are inherently linked. The physical distance, the duration without communication, and the words left unsaid in the past become inconsequential. There exist connections that cannot be severed by harsh words or transient external decisions. When a choice arises from the essence of one's being, the other side invariably senses it, even without tangible evidence to present to the logical mind. This explains why you may recently hear their voice inexplicably during your everyday activities, or why thoughts of them unexpectedly intrude upon your work or leisure. It's also why they inhabit your dreams despite your efforts to clear your mind before sleep. This is not mere obsession. It signifies a profound and enduring connection. It affirms that the pathway to spiritual understanding is open and active. Many mistakenly believe that destined love or soulful connections are always gentle, clear, and seamless, as if lifted from a fairy tale. Yet, the essence of spiritual truth is decidedly different. Genuine love, the kind that transforms the very essence of those it touches, often disrupts stability, incites anxiety, confronts one with their inner darkness, compels rapid personal growth, and unveils old wounds that one prefers to keep hidden. This person has navigated such complexities during their time apart. They confronted their soul's reflection without the social facades they typically employ, questioning whether they would continue to evade their truth or muster the courage to acknowledge their feelings for you. You may have believed that confusion still dominated their life, that everything had come to a standstill. However, this is not the case. The choice has already been made, and although its manifestation may not yet be evident through rapid external actions, it exists and vibrates at a spiritual level. Once a resolution is firmly established at this level, the physical realm, your tangible reality, will only require a brief period to align and reveal it. No force can prevent this unveiling once one's inner will harmonizes with destiny. This message does not aim to create false hopes or prolong your distress. Instead, it seeks to illuminate your intuitive understanding, for there are choices that do not signify an ending but rather represent a significant turning point in your narrative. Some decisions may appear to create distance on the surface, yet they lay the groundwork for what is to unfold. The silence you have experienced is not departing. Rather, it signals an essential internal transformation. This individual required this time and space to determine whether they would confront the magnitude of their feelings for you. Ultimately, they have made that decision. Now, as you absorb these words, pay close attention to your physical sensations. Avoid overanalyzing. Instead, tune into your instinct. The body and soul communicate truthfully. If you experience a blend of profound tranquility and hopeful anticipation, it is because this news resonates with the knowledge your higher self has always possessed. Should tears begin to flow, it signifies a release of emotional burden. If you find a knot in your stomach beginning to ease, this indicates that the truth is reaching an old wound in need of healing. You are not anticipating someone who remains undecided. You are engaged in a sacred process wherein energies are rearranging to manifest what has been decided in a fitting manner and at the correct time. Occasionally, this manifestation may not align with your envisioned outcomes. Sometimes, it may not occur within the timeline your impatient ego desires, yet it will always unfold according to the needs of the soul's evolution. If you are prepared to welcome this lesson into your life, express it in the comments by stating that you are ready to receive. To fully comprehend the significance of what is transpiring, we must explore the essence of the silence that has caused you so much pain. It is easy to misinterpret the absence of communication. In our fast-paced culture, we often conclude that lack of contact implies indifference. A missed message or call leads us to believe we have been forgotten. However, in the realm of profound connections, silence frequently represents the most dynamic phase of development. This person did not casually opt to withdraw or linger in the background. Their decision did not arise from a single impulsive moment, but was the culmination of a prolonged, solitary internal struggle. It was a battle between their heartfelt emotions and the rational constructs of their mind striving for self-preservation. For an extended period, this individual attempted to convince themselves through various logical arguments that they could move forward without glancing back. They sought distractions, immersed themselves in work, or engaged in superficial engagements to fill the void, attempting to connect with others in hopes of finding what they felt with you. Yet nothing could eradicate the persistent sense that their story with you remained unfinished, a door that remained ajar, no matter how fervently they tried to close it. When a connection is authentic and deeply rooted in spirituality, it cannot be replaced. One may attempt to overlook it or drown it in noise, but the bond remains irrepressible. Every failed attempt at escape and each superficial distraction only brought this person closer to the inevitable moment of choice. Some choices do not manifest with fervent declarations. They are not accompanied by lengthy messages or grand promises. Instead, they are felt through the weight of daily existence. This person began to sense the profound burden of living inauthentically. They recognized that the emptiness they felt stemmed not from your separation, but rather from their denial of their truth. Rejecting their emotions for you drained their energy and robbed them of their peace, leading to a point where maintaining this falsehood became unsustainable. The energy required to suppress genuine love is immense, and they ultimately lacked the strength to persist in the charade. Perhaps, during your darkest hours, you questioned whether you had acted wrongly, whether you had expressed too much, or whether your openness had frightened them away. I want you to understand clearly and release any lingering guilt. It was not your passion that complicated matters. It was not your love that prompted their retreat. It was their temporary inability to confront the depth of their emotions at that time. Some souls require time to comprehend the magnitude of what they have long desired. When the gift of love finally arrives, fear of inadequacy or a fear of loss, can trigger a protective reaction that leads to self-imposed barriers. This person needed to confront deep-seated fears, including the fear of relinquishing control over their meticulously ordered life. A profound fear grips them, the fear of fully surrendering and exposing their true self. There's an apprehension about reliving painful past experiences and a concern over their capacity to be authentic within this bond. Amidst this emotional turmoil, they sought distance, not due to a lack of feeling, but because of feeling intensely. For someone unaccustomed to deep emotions, overwhelming feelings can indeed be daunting. However, with the passage of time, a force renowned for its ability to bring clarity, they started to perceive things differently. As day turned to night, the external distractions faded, making their inner voice increasingly undeniable. In that stillness, they recognized that the distance they kept was not leading to the peace they sought. They understood that postponing the truth only resulted in guilt and an acute yearning for connection. They realized that their relationship with you was not merely a stroke of luck or a fleeting confusion. Rather, it was a destined encounter that significantly altered their life narrative. The recent decision they made carries weight. It extends far beyond sending a message or arranging a date. It represents a life-altering commitment to living authentically from this point forward. This choice signifies a refusal to deceive their inner self any longer, acknowledging that some connections come not to be easy, but to transform and challenge entrenched habits. You have been and continue to be the catalyst for this transformation in their life. Consequently, it is understandable if you have sensed a peculiar emotional weariness recently, as if you wish to cease the struggle, lowering your defenses and relinquishing the need to be in control of the outcome. This fatigue is not a sign of surrender. Rather, it indicates a spiritual maturation. It is your soul articulating, "I have done my part. I have signaled my intentions. Now, I place my trust in the unfolding of events." With the relinquishment of control comes a peculiar shift in energy, allowing for movement and release. Do not expect this individual's internal choice to result in immediate or perfect outcomes. The journey of a destined love is seldom linear. It often involves slow progress and necessary adjustments, yet the distinction is profound once doubt subsides. When the heart genuinely commits, the energy transforms, propelling towards the truth like a river flowing toward the sea. Even if the mind persists in constructing barriers and this person navigates the aftermath of avoidance or the closing of doors with others, they are no longer torn between conflicting emotions. They no longer feel aimless. They have become aware of their feelings and accepted them, fundamentally altering the course of their lives. Destiny's love may not arrive with absolute assurance or formal commitments. Often, it follows a tumultuous journey, marked by hard-earned lessons that clarify what one desires by first understanding what one does not want. During this period of separation, both individuals experience growth. Even in silence, progress continues. You too have evolved, You are no longer the same person you were at the beginning of this journey. Upon reflection, you will recognize that you have honed your ability to listen to your intuition. You have established firm boundaries and realized that you do not need to plead for care because you are inherently worthy. You have learned to stand tall, despite feeling on the verge of falling. All of this growth was essential, ensuring that when the energies realign, they do so from a more grounded, conscious, and authentic state. Nothing you experienced was in vain. Every tear, every restless night of questioning, and every struggle to release was a part of a significant internal transformation. Now, this process is entering a fresh phase where their choices begin to resonate with your own growth. Hence, it is crucial to cultivate spiritual awareness, recognizing movement even when your physical surroundings appear silent. Understand that reality is being created in the invisible realm before manifesting in the tangible world. To achieve this clarity, this individual had to confront a silent adversary within themselves, issues unrelated to you, tied to their shadows. Comprehending why this separation occurred and what has now shifted necessitates delving into concepts frequently overlooked in typical relationships. It is likely that during this quiet period, you harmed yourself through thoughts of inadequacy or fears of disinterest. The spiritual truth, however, is quite the opposite. This individual did not depart due to a deficiency on your part. Rather, their departure stemmed from an inability to conceal their true self any longer in your presence. This brings us to the concept of the shadow, those facets of ourselves we suppress to conform. Each individual carries an invisible burden filled with parts they prefer to keep hidden from others. Before encountering you, this person had constructed a life designed to keep that burden locked away, donning a social mask for daily interactions. Your arrival, however, illuminated everything they had kept hidden. When two souls intertwine so intimately, a mirroring effect occurs. You reflected back to them everything they had yet to address in their life. Your capacity for love laid bare their reluctance to surrender. Your honesty unveiled their deceptions, and your resilience exposed their fears. It is essential for you to recognize this so you cease blaming yourself. Light can be blinding to those who have long dwelled in darkness. The instinctive reaction is not gratitude, but retreat into the shadows. This is precisely what transpired. Their retreat was not a reaction to you, but a defense mechanism. They felt exposed and vulnerable, an unsettling state for someone who thrives on control, and thus the ensuing distance felt jarring and incoherent. They devised excuses rather than admitting that your love intimidated them. Growth necessitates bringing the shadows into the light. That is the journey you initiated within their life. You served as the catalyst. Without your influence, they could have remained in complacency for years. The separation allowed them to stop blaming you for their internal chaos. In the silence, they could no longer evade their own truth. The pain of their departure carries profound significance. True love is often fraught with challenges at first, dismantling old ego patterns to make space for the authentic self. This individual had to confront their shadows alone, facing fears of inadequacy and abandonment. Such a struggle can be exhausting, which often manifests as distance or anger, not directed at you, but rather stemming from the stress of dismantling a false identity. Just as muscles ache when they stretch, one's soul aches during growth. What may have appeared as indifference was, in fact, monumental inner work. They were wrestling with the parts of themselves that you awakened. Once clarity is attained, it remains evident. Following your connection, their previous life felt hollow. Mundane conversations lost their appeal and superficial connections felt inadequate. The seed you planted shattered their defenses. This journey towards self-discovery is the most precious gift you could offer. You compelled them to uncover their authentic self. We may assume that if someone loves us, they should stay, Yet physical distance can sometimes be the only means of facilitating a future spiritual union. Had they remained together while unprepared, the bond could have deteriorated. The distance provided a safe space to confront their inner demons without causing harm to either party. You had to master the art of letting go, while they needed to embark on their quest for truth. Now, the dynamic has shifted. The shadows are acknowledged. The energy they once used to suppress their feelings is now liberated. Energy does not disappear. It merely transforms. The force they employed to escape has redirected. The barriers have crumbled. They now see your light as a source of healing rather than destruction. This realization alters their fear. No longer do they perceive your love as an imposition on their freedom. It is now understood as the pathway to true liberation. They have come to recognize that their greatest confinement lay within their own ego. This marks a radical shift, where once they saw danger, they now identify a sanctuary. Where they once sought to flee, they now yearn to return home. Your intensity was not a fault, it was a necessary disruption. You were the storm that cleared the air. As their mind becomes more lucid, the choice remains. It is no longer a frightened child making decisions, but a mature spirit asserting its will. This internal transformation, while subtle, resonates loudly within the realm of energy. When an individual ceases to resist their destiny, it creates ripples. You are the primary recipient of these ripples. Hence, your fears have evolved. You sense a palpable presence even in the absence of verbal communication. The barriers have dissipated, allowing emotions to flow toward you. Your body is the first to register this shift. The hidden connection linking your souls is now transmitting information swiftly. What you have been experiencing recently serves as evidence that the wall has fallen. Let us discuss emotional telepathy. You might find yourself having an ordinary day when suddenly an unexpected wave of sadness or joy envelopes you. The surroundings remain unchanged. These shifts represent empathic resonance. You are feeling their emotions in real time. Your sudden sorrow may mirror their pain for missing you, while your joy embodies their hope. This connection strengthens during your dreams, where the soul communicates. If you awaken between 3 o'clock and 4 a.m., it is not mere coincidence. This is a time when the veil is thinnest. Should your first thought upon waking be of them, it indicates their mind is reaching out to you. The dreams encountered now carry increased significance. They may involve astral visits. Before continuing, take a moment to pause. If you resonate with this truth, anchor in that feeling. Go to the comments and assert, "I deserve." By doing so, you signal to the universe your readiness for love to manifest in a tangible form. Write with conviction. This action signals to reality that you are prepared to claim what is rightfully yours. Be on the lookout for synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that defy logic. The universe is aligning the external world to facilitate your reunion. You will notice their name appearing frequently, numbers repeating, and songs playing at just the right moment. These are all signs of the world aligning in your favor. Your duty is to maintain your inner peace. The less you seek, the more effortlessly what is meant for you can find its way to you. Decisions made deep within will ultimately manifest at the perfect time. As you navigate through this concluding phase, it's essential to recognize that energy is shifting from the spiritual realm into the physical. This transition can be challenging. Although your soul senses the imminent closeness, your eyes may still perceive the familiar, unchanged reality. This disparity between feeling and observation serves as a test of your faith. You might experience an intense desire to reach out or an unsettling energy coursing through your limbs. This is merely a result of the connection being reestablished. You are sensing the magnetic pull drawing two people back together after a lengthy separation. Additionally, your perspective on the past is evolving. Memories that once stirred anger or sadness now feel like distant echoes, past experiences that hold no sway over you. This signifies that healing is occurring. You are no longer in pursuit of apologies or explanations. You are simply prepared to embrace a renewed version of your relationship. This individual is undergoing a similar transformation, releasing the guilt that has kept them at bay for so long. They are beginning to see that their fears were mere shadows and that the love they share is the only reality that matters. You may find yourself noticing reminders of them in your daily life, perhaps catching a familiar scent in an unexpected place or feeling an unexplained warmth on your skin, as if they are right behind you. These sensations are not mere illusions. They are the energetic traces between you. The distance is narrowing with each passing day, and the universe is diligently clearing away the final obstacles. These hindrances are often minor, such as work commitments, physical distance, or the departure of third parties. Everything is being arranged so that when you finally lay eyes on each other again, there will be nothing left to obstruct your connection. Your primary focus now should be to remain open and to guard against allowing old fears to resurface. Avoid questioning the timing or methods. Those inquiries stem from the ego. Your soul inherently understands that everything is unfolding in perfect timing. Walk through each day with the quiet confidence of someone who has already triumphed. Treat yourself with the love and respect you wish to receive, as the energy you devote to yourself signals to the other person how they should treat you upon their return. The waiting period is not a state of stagnation. Rather, it is the final maturation of a fruit on the verge of falling. As the energy heightens, you may begin to notice an unusual stillness in your thoughts. This peace arises because the frantic voice of your ego has finally surrendered. You are entering the waiting room of the soul, a space where the need to chase or prove oneself ceases. In this state, the universe operates efficiently, and you may find yourself naturally losing interest in distractions that once occupied your time. You are being prepared for a high-vibration encounter, with your spirit clearing out the unnecessary to create space for what lies ahead. This individual is currently navigating a sort of emotional purgatory, reflecting on every instance they chose fear over love and regretting the time lost. This realization is the final impetus. They are no longer contemplating whether to return, but rather how to honor your connection upon their return. They aspire to present a refined version of themselves. This is why the silence preceding the breakthrough may stretch a little longer, as they gather the courage to be fully transparent with you. You may also encounter individuals from your past or new romantic interests reappearing. This is a typical spiritual test, as the universe seeks to ascertain your readiness for the profound, transformative love you have long desired, or whether you will settle for something more superficial. Remain steadfast in your true frequency, and do not allow these distractions to detract from the peace you have cultivated. Your stability serves as a beacon, guiding the other person back to you, much like a lighthouse illuminating a ship through dense fog. Soon, the divide between the unseen and the seen will be crossed. This often initiates with seemingly insignificant occurrences, perhaps alike on a social media post, an innocuous text, or a chance encounter in a public setting. These are the initial droplets of rain heralding the impending storm of emotions. When this moment arrives, resist the urge to overthink or meticulously plan your response. Rather, remain present. The connection will convey all that needs to be communicated. You have undertaken the arduous task of waiting and personal growth. Now, you are invited to witness the unfolding of results. In this final phase of transformation, you will perceive a palpable difference in the atmosphere surrounding you.